Hello everyone, welcome back to SQL Age. In today's video, we will understand the difference between the two important SQL commands delete and truncate. Both are used to remove data from a table, but they behave very differently. Let's dive with a demo and we will understand what the major difference between the delete and truncate. So be attentive here because this is one of the most important SQL interview questions for all the listeners. You might be a beginner, you might be a learner, you might be having an experience of 4 or 5 years. The interview questions will be asked what is the difference between the delete and truncate command. Right, we already have a table created in our previous demo for learning the identity column, so we'll be using the same table for this demo as well. Right, so let's first see. Delete will remove the rows one by one, and we can use a where condition with the delete clause. Right, we have seen this in our during the DML commands. We can use the where clause with the delete command, and this is also will be used to remove the data from the table. Again, truncate also used to remove the data, but it will remove all the rows at once. Okay, but we cannot use the where clause with the truncate command. Right, so obviously the truncate is more faster than the delete command. Right, let's say we have this table. So let's start from employee. We have, see, there are 4 records we are having. And one more thing to remember, in this table employee ID is an identity column. Right, let's delete the data from the table with a specific row using delete command. As I mentioned, we can use a where clause. So we can use a where clause to delete a specific row where department is equal to HR. Right, so using delete command we can delete a specific row. We can see one row is affected and a record number 1 is deleted from the table, whereas we cannot use this truncate command with where clause. So if I just mention truncate table and with where clause, it will throw the error. It will say where clause incorrect syntax name where clause. So we cannot use the where clause with truncate command. Okay, now let's see. I want to delete all the records from the table. Right, so what I will do, I will write a delete command without any where clause. Let's delete this. 3 rows are affected and we don't see any data now. Right, so we have deleted all the records from the table. Right, so if we omit the where clause, it delete all the rows, but note that it still removes them one by one and the identity counter remains unchanged. What does it mean? Even though we have deleted the records and we don't see any record now, and we insert three rows once again into the table, we will see the identity counter is not changed. It is still there. 3 rows are affected and we could see it will start with the next value 5, 6 and 7. Right, we already were having the 4 records and now we have inserted 3, so it has again have the identity counter starting from the previous generated value. Right, so that's the difference. Whenever we use the delete command without where clause, it will delete all the rows, but the identity value remains unchanged. And whenever we insert a new record, a new value for the identity by adding 1 to the previous one or by adding the increment value to the previous one will be generated into the identity column. Let's understand on the other hand. Now, instead of delete, let's say we'll be using the truncate command to remove all the rows from the table. Truncate table and the name of the table is employee. Let's now truncate the data. We could see command completed successfully, and let's see the data. We don't have any records now. So truncate also remove all the rows. Okay, but it does not do that one by one. It will remove all the rows instantly. It doesn't log any individual deletions. Also, if we notice the difference, now when we insert the data again, let's insert the data again and see the data. 3 rows are affected and 3 rows are inserted. Now see the data. The identity column has resetted from the starting position. That is nothing but 1. So there is the difference. We can use the truncate and delete both the command to remove all the data, but truncate will reset the identity, whereas delete will not reset the identity. So here are some key differences we'll be having. We can use a where clause in delete. We cannot use the where clause in truncate. we can remove the specific row using where clause in delete, but we cannot use the where clause in truncate, right? The identity can't be reset in the delete, but we can reset the identity in a truncate command. The speed of the delete is slower, whereas speed of the truncate is a bit faster, right? Then transaction, the delete command will log each row deletion, but a truncate will not log any row. And last one, the rollback. Rollback is possible in delete, but truncate, with the truncate also it is possible if we have that inside a transaction, right? So transaction is possible in both of them if we have a specific transactions there, right? So this is what we have the differences. Let's see one difference for the transactions as well. I will just use this begin transaction command, TCL command, begin transaction, and I will say delete from TBL employee, and I will immediately say rollback. Okay, I'm deleting, but I'm again rollbacking the data, and again I'm selecting the data from the TBL employee. So we can see I'm starting the transaction, deleting the data, but again rollbacking. So whatever the data deleted, that will be remain rolled back inside a table, and we could see still the data is there, right? So if we have the transaction, rollback is possible when we use the rollback command or the transactions with rollback. It is possible to get the data back even if it is deleted, right? So this is what the differences we'll be having within a delete and truncate, right? So we can use delete when we need to remove specific rows or maintain the identity values, or we can use a truncate when you want to quickly remove all the data and reset the identity counter. Both are the DML, like delete is an DML command and truncate is a DDL commands, but both will behave differently in terms of logging and performance, right? So that's all for the today's video on truncate versus delete. If you found this video helpful, hit the like icon, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to SQL Edge for more SQL tutorials and practical demos. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video soon. Thank you everyone.